would like to say sorry in advance for this video. Okay, so let's get started. I spent my weekend in New York for ABC's fandom hunt to see who's the biggest fan of course, Cassandra and Clare's The Mortal Instruments. So me and 10 other girls, we went to New York. We were flown, driven. I personally came from Philadelphia. So we all went to New York. We stayed at this beautiful hotel. And then we toured around. I went to Rockefeller Center for the very first time. And I seen Times Square at night. And I seen the church. This is Jace. Just hopping in bed. And I went to the church, St. Patrick's Cathedral, where they shot, well, where they used the scene for, like, taking the glimmer off of, for Clary to see. So, yeah, I saw, hi. So, I saw that, then I was going to go ice skating, but it didn't happen. But I saw a whole bunch of stuff, and, it was actually pretty nice. So then Saturday rolled around because I showed up in New York Friday at 9 o'clock because I asked to come early so that we could explore. So we came around 9 o'clock, we explored, and then the next day, me and my aunt, we went and sightseeing again until we had to go and meet at the hotel. So we went, got ready, then we went downstairs, and it was just filled with a whole bunch of fans, and I didn't feel like a freak anymore. So I was like, oh my gosh, people like me! Ah! I was fangirling. The 3-year-old in me was literally crying. So then, we got our VIP. Access passes, which says my name, because it's so beautiful. It's laminated enough. So we got that, and then we were on the limousine bus, which was like a party bus. So we got on, and then Larry was like asking us a whole bunch of questions, like, are you guys excited? Scream, come on, you guys are going on the website. And we're like, oh my god. I loved Larry. So I was just like, Larry! Like, he was awesome. And he's so much taller in person. So much taller. I'm gonna give you a heads up. If you ever want to meet someone, meet Larry. He's freaking hilarious. And he's so down to earth. So then we showed up and we were getting filmed for of course ABC Family. So we got filmed, and then we went inside, and then we were waiting for Cassandra. So we went into like this cute little, it looked like a little room. It was every fangirl's fantasy. There was a tree made out of books. There was this cute little fireplace. Our table had like these antlers on it with scissors. We had scissors. And then there was like a rug, and it was so cool. So then that's when Larry goes, hey guys, so we have a surprise for you. Here is Cassandra Clare. And we're like, which way? And she comes out, and we're just like, oh my gosh. Like, it was like, we're seeing this lady that we literally live by in person for the very first time. Well, for me, I think it was the second time, because I did see her at Comic-Con, but she didn't see me because I'm so short. So I was like, oh my gosh, Cassandra. And then she read us a page, well, I say like a few pages from Lady Midnight, and then she had another surprise for us. So she opens like this present box thing with a bow on top, and she's like, I have a surprise for you guys. And then she lifts it, and then she brings out copies of Lady Midnight. You see that? That is heaven. So she brings that out, and we're like, oh my gosh. So she calls us up one by one to get signed, and then I go up to her, and she's like, hi, I saw your video. I loved your puppy. And I'm like, yeah, Jace, he's everything. So, and then we just talked, and she asked me who my favorite character was. I said it was Magnus because I loved glitter. And then I'm also a really big fan of Maya Roberts. She's always been my inspiration. Like, when I finally found out that there was a character that had curly hair like mine, I went ballistic. I said, finally, someone I can relate to. So I've always been looking forward to be Maya, which I'm really hoping I can be. So then we talked, and then she goes, in honor of ABC Family, pop-up Santa, I have a surprise for you. I want you to meet my friends. And the cast of Shadowhunters came out. Like, so here's where we're gonna do a whole little backstory to this. So Harry posted photos like that he was at the Apple building, so we're like, okay, well, he's in New York, he's probably for Winter Wonderland, which was the very next day. So we're like, okay, and then that's when Isaiah was with him, and we're like, oh, Isaiah's in New York too. So we're like, oh, okay, that's cool. And then Kat and M, they post like Kat posts on her Snapchat. She's like, in New York with my babe, and we're just like, oh my God, Kat is in New York too. So we were going crazy. Like, I was showing the pictures, like, hey guys, they're in New York. So that happened, and then we're just like, okay. But we still never heard anything from Matt or Alberto. So we're like, okay, that's fine. Like, we have no problem with that. Like, oh my God. So then we heard that, then, like, when they came out, we were just like, oh my gosh, it's them. Oh my gosh, like, they're here in person. So we all shook our hand, and then I was like, oh my gosh, it's Matt. Like, I love Matt. He's just everything to me. So then they all said hi to all of us, and then they sat down. So we're like, okay, cool. Then Alberto, so like everyone was sitting in places and all, and Dom sat like in the middle but like on the floor still. So we're just like, oh my gosh. So then Alberto was like sitting on the table, and he's like, I don't have anywhere to sit. So like I scooched me and the new girl I made friends with, and I'm like, scooch, watch out. So she scooches, and I'm like, hey Alberto, you can sit next to me, like there's plenty of room. And then he sat. Then he sat next to me. I died. It was a once in a lifetime opportunity. I was not passing it up. Nope. So then we're just like, oh my gosh, it's Alberto. Oh my God. I was close to tears. So close to tears. I actually think I did cry. I don't know. I really can't remember. I was like a rocket going by. Whatever. It happened. So that happened, and then so we were waiting for to start signing stuff, I guess. And then me and Alberto were literally talking like if we've known each other for years. And I mean for years. So we're talking, and then we were really, Jace? Really? So we were talking, and we just had pointless conversations. And then he goes, hey, take out your phone. We're gonna take selfies. So I'm like, oh, okay. The 3-year-old in me was screaming. She was so screaming. Personally, I don't even think she was screaming. I think she died. I know I did. So then before all that happened, they go, hey, guys, let's take a group photo. So we're like, okay, cool. And then they took a group photo, and then that's when we went up and started signing things. So this is the picture, if you guys don't recognize it, is actually from the New York City Comic-Con. So yeah, I got them all to sign. And Dom, when he was signing mine, he goes, I'm signing on Kat's head because I'm awesome. I'm just like, okay. And then she signs, and she's like, I know. I'm like, do you not spell my name? And she's like, yeah, because yours is really original. She's like, Tatyana. Am I right? And I was like, perfect. And she's like, I loved your video. I loved your dog. And she's like, oh my gosh, and you made your own whip. And I was like, yeah, I used it for Halloween. And she's like, that's so cool. And then I was just like, oh my gosh. And then I went to Matt, and he was like, and I was like, oh my gosh, can I take a selfie with you? And he's like, yeah, sure. And I'm like, can you do the serious face you do in because I have him as my background, so I was like, can you do the serious face you do right here? And he was like, of course. And he just went, best 3 seconds of my life. Best 3 seconds. And then M comes over, and she's like, oh, are we taking photos? And I'm like, yeah, we are. And she's like, okay, what pose are we doing? I'm like, we're doing serious. She goes, I can so do that. And then goes, she stayed like that for a while. I think she thought that I took 3 photos. I took 4 because she just looked amazing. She was the queen. She deserved the whole tiara. It was amazing. So then that happened. So then we're like, okay. Then they were giving us hot cocoa and cupcakes, angelic rune cupcakes. They were the cutest thing ever. Seriously, ever. So then I went to Isaiah, and I was like, oh my gosh, my mom loves you. She loves you in the Old Spice commercials, and he started laughing. He was like, "That's new." And we started laughing, and he's like, "Oh my gosh, put the video on. I'll say hi to your mom." She's like, "Your mom's not here, right?" And I was like, "No, my mom's at home because she had to watch my little cousins." So I said, "Okay." So I take my phone up, and I'm like literally pointing to him, like, "Mom, I'm next to him." And I'm just freaking out. So then he says, "Hi, Mom." He's like, "You said I was fine." The way he said it, just like, the feelings was just like pouring out of me. I went handicapped for like 2 seconds because like my body just like shut down. I was like, "Ew, can you stop eating stuff?" Sorry. So then that's when I asked them to sign. So Cassie signed. Sorry, my camera shut off. So yeah, so that happened. It was just like, oh my gosh. And then we got like these gift bags, which were everything. We got Shadowhunter sweatshirts, which mine happens to be downstairs. So mine's just downstairs, and then we got the TV. The TV version, well, the book inspired from the freeform original series. So then we came back to the hotel, and we all hung out, and then we made a group chat. We called it the Shadowhunters Lady Midnight group chat, and we all follow each other on Twitter, Instagram, whatever you had, and we wrote all our things down for Larry so that he could give it to Cassie so she could follow us. And I do have a follow on Twitter from Cassie. Thank you very much. So we were tweeting photos and sending them out, and then we were like posting photos, answering questions that people were asking. And so then after that, we decided, like, we were starving. It was like 10 o'clock at night. So we're like, okay, let's go get food. So then we walked to like this Italian restaurant. Whew, it was delicious. Personally, I didn't eat it all. I had to bring it back to the hotel. Then it's like 12 o'clock, and we're like, oh my gosh, like, we had to get up. Like, I had to leave at 12. So I was like, okay, you know what, let's all go back to our rooms. So we went back to our rooms, and we're still texting in the group chat. And we still do. We texted this very day. But the thing that has to be the most memorable about that night is how many friends I made. I used to be some child that was drawn to 3 friends. My best friend on my block, the best friend I've known since 1st grade, and my best friend that I met in school. And now I have friends from everywhere. It's not just me and my 3 best friends. Now it's me and my Shadowhunter friends. And we're always talking, and we're always giving advice to each other. Like, sometimes, like, if we're reading parts of Lady Midnight, we'll go into the group chat and we'll be like, oh my gosh, this happened, and they're just like, we know, or we'll DM Cassie, and Cassie's like, I know, I'm so sorry, like, I didn't mean to end that way. I just want to say thank you to the cast of Shadowhunters, the Abcfamily, soon to be Freeform, and I just want to say thank you to Cassandra for meeting with us. I had such a great time. Thank you. Bye, everyone.